Good evening, everybody. Once again, we are back with the Healthy Brotherhood Experience. I am JT Hell, your host, and my co host out of Detroit, Michigan, Brother Vice Captain Lucier Boyd.
What up, though?
What up, though, Lucier? And tonight we got a special guest, Brother Alan Noel, my fellow SLT member and National Vice Captain and finance and accounting guy. Glad to have you on here, Alan.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. As Lasar said, what up, though?
What up, though? I don't know what it is. That's a Detroit thing for y'all who
That's
don't
it.
know.
That's it.
Since we did the Detroit national meetup a couple of years ago, we all honorary Detroit. What up?
That's it.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
it
Yes,
is,
sir.
man. So Alan, good to have you on here, man.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Straight out of Jersey,
Straight out of North New Jersey.
North New Jersey,
North New Jersey. Yes, yes.
Wow, Alan.
We
So give us a little bit of your background, bro.
well, um, pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I didn't start my running journey until I was 53 years old. I'm now reaching on 60, 64. I'm 63 now. And it was my daughter's idea. Prior to me running, I was into strength training, not a bodybuilder, but my forte was, going into the gym, lifting weights and whatnot. I never thought I'd be a runner at all. I'd be outside during the winter. I see these fools out there running in the snow, and I'm looking at them like they crazy. Um, was never fast, so running wasn't in my you know in my sights. But it was October of 2013 that my daughter asked me to do a 5K for the breast cancer, to run a 5K with her, and my daughter asking me to run. That's my heart and joy. So yeah, we did that. We ran the 5K, and I actually liked it. Took me forever, but I actually liked it, and so I told her, baby, you need to find me another race to do because I like this running thing. It felt good. And she said, "Really, Daddy?" I said, "Yeah. Well, I got another race for you. It's in the spring." Now I'm an accountant, so she knew not to tell me what day it was that this race was going on, but she did tell me that it was a half marathon. And when I told her yes, then she told me the date because she knew that I couldn't back out on her. I'm wrapped around her little finger. And so it was on April 13th that I ran my second race. It was the Rutgers half marathon. And at mile 12, I caught the most wicked cramp in the world and ended up having to limp in that last 1.2 mile, 1.1 mile. But that was my introduction to running. Um, and from then I just kept going. I've gotten um 12 marathons under my belt. Um, my first marathon was running the Atlantic City Marathon, which is actually my hometown. I was born in Atlantic City and raised in the next town over, which was Pleasantville. But so I had to do that first marathon, which was in 2000. I'm sorry, 2016, and that was it.
Wow.
So that's how I got started.
From a 5K to a half marathon,
5K
just
to a half marathon.
just
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Paid
just
for it, but
loved it.
but but loved it.
That's pretty
Um,
awesome, man.
I didn't, and I mean, it just by coincidence, I started running the year that BMR was birthed, which was coincidental, but I guess fate. Um, I didn't know anything about BMR um until 2014. They had I guess that was the first time that they ran in Trenton. And
Mhm.
my wife's girlfriend, she went down there and she saw a couple of guys from BMR at the Trenton race and came back and said, Alan, there's this group out there called Black Man Run. You need to look into it. I said, listen, I ain't getting involved with no groups. I'm just gonna run, do it. But then I looked up BMR, got interested, and I joined. At that time, there was only the one chapter in New Jersey, which is the South Jersey chapter. And so I did that. And at that the time, Will Martin was the captain of the South Jersey chapter, of the New Jersey chapter of Black Men Run. And we, so I was virtual. I never got really didn't get to run with the guys. The other closest chapter was New York, but I wasn't going to try and you know go over into Brooklyn to do anything like that. So my first meetup run was down in South Jersey. I think it was in Mercer County. That's where I met Will face to face. That's where I met Tahir. That's where I met Michael Stinson. And me and my big mouth walked up to Michael Stinson when I found out who he was, said, Michael, y'all need to create a chapter up in North Jersey because there's a bunch of runners up there and our only relationship is with this chapter and I ain't gonna get to run with y'all. And Michael looked at me and said, Alan, you are absolutely right. This is the first day I met him. You're absolutely right. You should start a chapter in North New Jersey. And I'm like, no, I can't. He said, no, you want to start a chapter? I will back you. And this was in the summer of 2015.
Mhm.
And it was at the Trenton race in November of 2015 that I was introduced to Ed and Jason. Because they came to that was um the first meetup, and that was actually, from what I understand, the first year that BMR actually had a medal commission, which was in
Mhm.
2015. And so I met them, we talked, Michael continued to push, and it was November 20, they gave us the okay to start the chapter, and November 21st was the first chapter run with five of us. Five guys ran out in a park in Newark, Branchwood Park, and that's the birth of the North New Jersey chapter. So next next year will be our 10th anniversary, or the New Jersey chapter's 10th anniversary.
All right.
So um, that's my intro into BMR. It's a relationship that I cherish. I was never part of a fraternity in college, but I now consider myself part of a fraternity
You are.
um, in this brotherhood because it's all you guys, all the guys that you get to know treat you like a brother from another mother.
Yep.
Um, so
That's true, isn't it, Lucia?
Absolutely. We all brothers from another mother. We all got different aunties.
that's it. Ah,
Yeah.
but
How
yeah,
long
no,
did
it
you
was.
serve as captain for North New Jersey?
I was captain of the North New Jersey chapter for 7 years.
Oh wow.
Um, and I'm
Almost 10.
yeah.
Close to it.
But I'm pretty spiritual by nature, and 7 is a year is the number of completion. And it was Brian Castleberry that approached me and asked if I would join the SLT. And that was in August of that year, and thought about it and agreed, but also thought that I could probably hang on to both titles. I didn't think being on the SLT was going to be that. Boy, was I
No way.
wrong. But
Mm-mm.
so,
Y'all
but
hang on.
hmm,
I
yeah, I try.
wish.
Yeah, but I had yeah, one of the other founders, which is Anthony Smith. He and I ran this chapter together. He was my right hand man. I didn't do anything without him. So transitioning the chapter over to him was easy.
Mhm.
And so he's now in charge. But yeah, 7 years. August of darn, now I'm getting, but it was in August of that year that I got rid of, that I moved on. Um, and now I'm the I guess my official title is treasurer at CFO.
Yes.
Um, by my day job is doing accounting. Um, I've been a licensed CPA since 1986. Yeah, I'm very long in the tooth. I'm old. So it's a natural fit. Um, and um, so Brian and Ed asked me to take on the role of treasurer, and I get to get closer to um JT, Michael, Jeff, Brian, Jason, and Darielle.
Mhm.
Um, and it's great,
Yeah.
So
This is, I guess we're both on 2 years, the
yeah,
SLT now.
yeah, yeah.
A little
Time
over 2 years.
Well, no, yeah, we're heading into our third.
We're in the
Will
third
be our
year.
third year.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
you probably felt like I did. You weren't going to step away from your captain role
right.
unless you know you had somebody qualified to step
Yes.
in and take over the ring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You didn't want,
And
look, you like me, you didn't want to leave the guys hanging. So,
yeah. And even at that, I stayed in the background for a year or so just to, field any questions and whatnot. And this year, starting last year, they are running it on their own. They no longer need me. The baby has grown up and
how
kicked
about that?
daddy,
How about that?
they kicked me to the curb, which is good,
Yeah, because they need to be able to stand on their own.
Absolutely, absolutely,
They keep pulling
absolutely.
me in the background, and I keep kind of
Yeah,
over here. You know what I'm saying? But, we still
yeah,
talk because I see the guys
absolutely.
every week.
I mean, you can't let it go completely, but
Mm-mm.
the decisions are there. We
Right.
go out, and I have this gift of gab, and my wife is constantly pulling my coattail if I start talking too much, and you know, people will, even some of the older guys will come up and ask me questions. I said, well, here, here's my thoughts, but you got to go talk to Anthony. Go talk to the leadership. I can't say anything. I can't commit to
Absolutely.
anything. You know, and now it's almost natural that they don't. There very few are still coming to me. Still some of the old people in the community will ask, and I'm like, dude, it's not my decision anymore. And so
That's right. Take it to the head. Yes, indeed.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
So,
So
for those who don't know, what's your official title again on the SLT?
my official title is CFO Treasurer. You know,
So, for y'all that don't know, that means he's the money guy. You ain't getting no cheddar without it
that's
going
it.
through this brother.
That's
If you
it. That's it.
get the money, you gotta find this cat.
Yep. And I'm very tight. You know, we have money and I want to hold on to it for the big things. But you know, if the chapters are out there doing something and they go through the proper channels,
Mhm.
you know, that's it. I mean, our sponsors, you know, we get money from our sponsors in order to grow our grow the brand. And for those chapters that are out there doing everything that they're supposed to be doing to promote the brand, if there's a need for financially, we'll do what we can and we'll help it because BMR is a whole lot bigger than it was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
Um, and when I joined it, and we've got a lot more respect in the uh industry. Um, so we want to make sure that we handle everything properly and
That's
get it
right.
done.
Very important role in the Brotherhood.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, yes.
hey, talking to Castle tonight, I was running with Castle, and
Hmm.
he was talking about some friendly competition. He said, tell Alan that our relationship here in Michigan is stronger than theirs with Fleet Feet. We is hanging out with Fleet Feet.
See. That's that's a misnomer. It was the New Jersey Fleet Feet store, which is a franchise store, but they've got our back 100%. They took us, and use us as an example when they go to national, to talk about the relationship between BMR and Fleet Feet. It's a very strong relationship. I'm loving it. It gives us a much larger footprint in the running community, especially around here. And we go out and do things in the community. Fleet Feet is there helping us get that done. We have the New Jersey chapter has a 5K coming up. Um, they gave us this will be our second year. Our first year they gave us some um help, advice in how to structure it, how to get it done. Um, they supported us with some nutrition and the water and whatnot. Um, and the relationship is golden. My only regret is I didn't get it sooner. Um, but we've got our members participate in their training programs. I'm one of their
And back,
mentors, they call it mentors in their um 10K and their marathon training programs. Um, it's a great relationship that we're building here.
awesome, awesome.
So
The,
I'll get Castleberry. We go we turn it up. I don't know about what y'all doing in Detroit, but our relationship is solid here in
nice.
Jersey.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, Alan, so in your role, this question has come up a few times with a couple of chapters, maybe somebody wants to donate money to the organization through a local chapter. Um, since you have the floor here and the attention of the Brotherhood, what should they do? What steps should they take if someone approaches them wanting to, or wanting to
Well,
donate funds?
well, we have two. BMR is built up with two entities. We've got the uh for-profit entity, so to speak, and then we have a nonprofit, which is the BMR Foundation,
Mhm.
and that's the vehicle that we use to allow those contributors to make charitable, tax-deductible contributions into the Brotherhood. Um, Immediately, if you have an entity that wants to donate um, funds to the chapter, you contact me. Again, my email for those of you who don't know is Alan, ALAN dot Noel, NOEL at blackmenrun.com. Going to the website, you can find it that way. And this, I'm talking to the captains. At which point, they reach out to us. They send a check made payable to BMR Foundation Inc. And depending upon what the true purpose is, it can be allocated to the chapter to further promote the chapter's endeavors. And it's a matter of submitting once the funds are here, we control how it, that making sure that the funds are being used for the purpose that the donor gave it to the organization for. So we will come back to the local chapter. And I actually keep separate books for each chapter that does it. We've had a couple of chapters that wanted to put on, like North New Jersey, a 5K. And if the 5K is actually done underneath the umbrella of the foundation, because it you know it's a charitable event, and it's a way to raise funds. Um, those funds are used to secure the appropriate insurance. You know, some chapters may be under the impression that, oh yeah, we want to do a 5K. We just you know collect the money and do it. Well, there's other things involved with that: securing the permit, securing the proper insurance, protecting the brand. So reach out to myself and Jeff Armstrong, which is the national captain, and we coordinate how it's to be structured. We will secure the insurance that's appropriate, and but the chapter gets to run the activities, and they come to us with receipts, just like in corporate America. If you need to make an expenditure, you submit an expense report to get reimbursed. So you shouldn't have to come out of pocket if you've got the funding, and we will process the payment to you. It's not a long, arduous process. We will get the funds back to you, and give you a regular. I give out a regular report as to where the money is and how much you have left, et cetera, and so forth.
So when in doubt, brothers, reach out
Yes.
to this brother right here. He's your guy.
Yes.
Any questions, let him know. Not sure, doesn't hurt to ask, shoot him an email.
Absolutely. There's no, like you said, there's no dumb questions.
Not at all.
And before you agree to do anything, the best answer that you give someone, let me get back to you on that. It's
Yep.
You don't want to say yes and then come to the SLT and say that no, you can't do that. Very rarely will we say no, but always give your answer knee-jerk answer should be, let me get back to you and we'll get it we'll get it resolved. I'll let you know.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
As I say, inspect what you expect.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Inspect what
that.
you expect. I want to write that down, man. That's a good one. Awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fellas, if you need to rewind this part and listen, take notes, please do.
Yes.
No mistakes.
Yeah.
So coming up next, we have the next Black Men Run regional race. This is the year of regional races. And
Yes.
Grandma's Run in Duluth, Minnesota is coming up. Is it 2 weeks from
Yes.
now?
The 22nd. It's
About 3
don't
weeks.
remind me. Don't remind me. It is on June 22nd in Duluth, Minnesota.
So,
I'm actually looking forward to that marathon, although I'm still not as trained up as I should be. But a couple of things are going to happen at that race. We get, you know, I get to hang out. We get to hang out with one of our partners, Destination Marathon, and actually see how their package works. We have a couple of our we've got about 25 members signed up to run that race between the half marathon and the full marathon. Um, and Destination Marathon is going to be there. We've got, I think, three, including myself, we have three people that are actually going to get the full breadth of the package, but they've opened up a lot of the other activities to our members. So on Friday, um, their Destination Marathon is going to have a shakeout run at 8 o'clock in the morning, um, followed by a meet and greet breakfast, and a panel discussion with some dignitaries from the racing industry. I'm not sure who they are at the moment. Um, and after the race on Saturday, there's going to be a meet and greet where the BMR members that are part of the Destination Marathon package that pay for the package, and those that are there can come in and talk with, the participants that purchased the package. So that'll be a good opportunity for our members to see what all comes in with Destination Marathon. In addition to that, on Friday night, there is a speakers panel that they've asked BMR to participate in. So I'll be up on stage, and it's about a 45-minute discussion, panel discussion. So I'll be up on stage talking about that. The racing, there's I'm excited because I'm going to get to meet it's about I think it's about 10 guys from members from Minnesota. Now we don't have an official chapter in Minnesota, but these guys are anxious. They're anxious to see if they can put together enough participants and get enough unity, whereas they could, once we open up for new chapters, get a chapter going in Minnesota. So I'll get to talk with them, rub elbows with them. We are going to have a meet and greet after the race, so we can talk and I get to know these guys. I've been conversing with them via Teams meetings and whatnot, and we get to rub elbows with them. What was beautiful about the grandmas is they're trying to increase that diversity. So they gave us a 50% discount on registrations, and even though the race actually sold out by Christmas, they kept the doors open for Black Men Run members to continue to register through that discount, a separate portal, and we were able to get, like I said, about 15 non-Minnesota guys, so about 25 in total, are expected to be there. And it's a net downhill race, which I'm excited for. So hopefully there'll be a lot of PRs from in that race.
All downhill.
Huh?
The
It's a
race is
net,
all.
it's a net downhill. For the marathon, it's has a slight climb from mile 8, I think it was, from mile 8 to 13. But once you get past mile 13, it slopes downhill. There's a couple of rollers in the middle, but at the end, you're doing a net downhill. So I'm excited. Although that I'm told that could be very um interesting how to run it, because if you're
On your
going downhill, you've got to watch how you run, because you could blow your thigh, your quads.
Your
You know,
quad,
you got to run. Huh?
I've done a couple of those downhill races, and it's no joke on your quads after a
Yeah.
while. Make sure you're taking salt pills because you can cramp up.
Yes. Yes. That's the advice that I've been getting. You know. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not as trained up as I wanted to be, but I'll be there. Hopefully get my 20-mile run in this weekend, and then I'll start tapering. You know. So that will be my 13th marathon. I'm
Oh,
excited. Yeah,
man, that's pretty awesome.
That is epic, man. 13.
13. And of that, it'll be, is it 10, 10 states? Yeah, 10 states in total. Because I'm trying to get in as many states as I can
Okay.
uh, before I can't do it anymore. So I don't know
Nice.
whether that 50 is going to be, out there for me, but I'm going to get as many as I can.
Well, I'm
I think
So,
you may get it.
your body so you can complete the 50 states.
hey, there you go. I appreciate that. So,
Man, a marathon is no joke. I have not done one yet. I've only done
yeah.
half marathons. Um,
I have 18, Alan. I have 18.
Really? Oh my, see, I
they're
love it,
also
man.
bad brothers, man.
I got
Yeah.
8, about 7 ultra races.
That's interesting. I think hopefully one of them that I do will be an ultra. I just don't know if I got to be really trained up for that. You know, it's nerve-wracking to think about doing that. You
And for
know,
those who don't know what an ultra is, tell them what an ultra is, Lucia.
Any race that's over 26.2 miles is considered an ultra race.
Okay.
You have to do at least 5 more miles to get that 50K in. And a lot of people, they walk run that part of it. So walk run, and once you complete it, though, you're considered an ultra run.
Wow. So you're looking at 30 miles or more.
31
yeah,
miles.
31
30,
miles.
31 miles
Mm.
one day. One day. You know,
Mm.
I was amazed at the Selma to Montgomery for those individuals that actually did it by themselves.
Mhm.
Because some of those climbs, especially the leg 5 and 6, I think it is, those are those are Mount Everest type climbs that they've got to go through, and to do that in the middle of a 51-mile run is insane. But
Mhm.
quite a few people did. I think
Tucker did.
Tucker. Yeah,
Shout
Tucker
out
did
to
it.
Philip Tucker, Knoxville captain. He knocked that 51 miles out.
That's it. Yes, he did.
One
I was
God
in.
bless him.
one
Yeah,
of the Nashville brothers also knocked out the
did
51
that.
miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All I know is I was impressed when I heard Lucier PR'd his leg.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, yeah, I was like, yes, yes,
Awesome.
yes,
Yeah.
he did it.
Mark Monroe was mad at me. He said, "Man, you beat my boy, man. You beat my boy." It felt good passing somebody in that race, man.
Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did leg two, 6.9 miles on that. And I had just come off of I had just gotten back into it because I had fractured my foot in the last uh, August of last year, and I was out of it until January.
Oh,
I
wow.
couldn't do anything, so I had to train up um
Yeah.
and get there for the March.
You
So
did it.
I did decent time.
You did it. I remember when I saw you last September when we had our SLT meeting. You had the boot on then.
Yeah, yeah. I had the boot on, was gaining weight, gaining high blood pressure, and that's the other thing about this healthy brotherhood. They will keep you on track if you take full advantage of it. And for that time that I was out of commission, everything went wrong. I couldn't. The doctor said I could not do any exercise on my foot, do anything, and I took full advantage of that. My steps average less than 1,000 steps in a week. My blood pressure went sky high. My cholesterol went sky high. And my weight shot up.
Oh
When
my,
the doctor, yeah, and I had my physical at the end of December. She told me that I was definitely going in the wrong way, and I was developing some ailments that I did not want to deal with.
mm,
So January 1st, I took it back down, and now everything is back on track.
Look at that.
Um, yeah, the accountability of the program of this group is phenomenal, and within the chapter, if you disappear, they reach out. Where you at? What's going on? Come on out here. I've got an accountability partner that I run with. In fact, last year he and I did his first marathon, which was the Kentucky Derby Marathon. So we ran it together, and it was a great time.
nice,
Mhm.
nice.
What was your favorite marathon out of all those you've done?
Um, I have to say Atlantic City because it was my first, and next to that was the Kentucky Marathon. No, I take that back. The MCM, the Marine Corps Marathon, because that was an emotional marathon, and I didn't think it would affect me as much as it did. But you're out there running, and um, you go to there was one portion of it where you'd go through a parade of flags where servicemen are holding up the flags, and you're going through that tunnel of flags. But the most you know heart-wrenching part was when you did the Blue Mile, and they had pictures of all the fallen soldiers, and their family
Mm.
members would stop their run and sit and stand next to the pictures and get snapshots with
Wow,
with the picture of their fallen soldiers. And
man.
it actually brought a tear to my eye to see all those family members doing that. So Atlantic City was one. The Marine Corps Marathon was number two, and then the Kentucky Marathon was three because I actually PR'd that by 10 minutes unofficially because we were going through Churchill Downs, um, and I was looking up at the sign and tripped over the sidewalk and fell flat on my face. And
Ouch.
yeah, oh, I did. And the people came by and picked help me up and whatnot. But I kept going. I mean, and there was I got to find it again, but there was a BMR brother that was taking race photos, and he caught me coming out of the tunnel with blood all over my face. It was like perfect picture. But yeah, that just to see everybody, the people that were concerned about me picking me up, helped me get up and whatnot. That was good. But so yeah, those are the three races. Atlantic City most because my wife surprised me with my kids on that race. I mean, so
Oh,
that was a race that I went home to, and my daughter at that time was 8 months pregnant. So she told me she couldn't get there because her husband was out of town and so on mile 9, I'm looking on the side of the road, and I was so focused. I see these two black folks standing on the side of the road, and I'm like, "Oh wow, that is so nice!" Not recognizing that was my daughter sitting out there, and my run partner said, "Alan, would you turn around and look at those people?" And I saw my daughter, and then on mile 20, 19 or 20, my son came up because he told me that he couldn't come either. He
Wow.
came out and handed me um a drink, and I was like, you know, so surprised. And um everybody was there. My Captain Sample, he actually filmed me running part of it. Um so yeah, that was the first was very good because it was all family there, you know. And
that's
and
pretty
I've got
amazing.
I've got those shoes in the middle in a shadow in a shadow box in my um BMR BMR metal room now. I call it. So
That's pretty amazing. For
Man,
people
that's
that are runners, they may not realize the significance of that, but that's
yeah,
pretty huge support when you're out there
absolutely.
tired as hell, feet hurt,
Yep.
legs hurt, chest hurt.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Gives you a little
So
extra.
it was fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So
that's awesome.
and so I'm looking forward to, you mentioned earlier in our conversation that this is the year of the regional races. So I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to, you know, what's going on this year and I'm gonna be selfish and talk about it. I'll be at various locations this year, whereas typically it's just the annual race, the annual meetup that you see everybody. Well,
Right.
now we've got the different regional races that I'm going to be participating and get to fellowship with the guys. Shenandoah coming up. Got Grandma in a couple of weeks. Then we got um
Mount Rainier.
Shenandoah
Hmm.
and in Baltimore. Just to get to fellowship with the guys. And for those guys that don't, you know, you got to do it. You got to get around and hang out with the fellows because you know it's an experience beyond any other experience. You go to some of these other races and you really don't know anybody. You go to them, you run them, yeah, that's all great. But when you go to them and you're around your brothers, and then you fellowship before and after, and that's just it's phenomenal. And those of you who
It
don't,
is
those guys that don't do it, they're missing out. They're missing out a lot.
definitely missing out. We can tell you about it,
Mhm.
but words really can't
Exactly.
describe, you know,
Yeah.
what
You
you
know.
get when we can only tell you so much. You got to really, and it's
Yes.
different for everybody, but we all experience the same thing, but we all, take something away from that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Definitely. So
Absolutely.
if you missed out on the national meetup in Detroit, if you missed the 10th anniversary celebration, God help you. Um,
Ah,
God bless you
yes.
if you
Yes.
missed that. This year's your chance to, on a smaller scale, check out some
Yes.
of these regional races, which
yeah,
also gives you the opportunity. It's a little bit more intimate. You can
yeah.
get
Exactly.
a bit more bonding there. So it's
Exactly.
as beneficial as the huge national meetups. So definitely take advantage of that if you can. And we've got Mount Rainier, Shenandoah Valley. The last one is the Baltimore Running Festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
So out after Grandma's, we have three more regional races for the year. So hopefully find yourself at one and meet up with your brothers, man. It's a great
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
It
And
is
and don't be
more than just
and,
running.
and don't be afraid to take road trips if you got chapters close to you. I mean, last week was it last or 2 weeks ago? Um, we did the Philadelphia chapter, the North Jersey chapter, the South Jersey chapter, the Delaware chapter, and the Baltimore chapter. We all got together in Delaware and we had a group run. And the fellowship was just fantastic. It wasn't a long, I mean, the longest that the guys ran was 5. I did 4. Most of the other guys did 5. And then we sat down and we broke bread with one another. Those are the things that
Mhm.
exemplify what this brotherhood is all about.
Yes, indeed.
And I got to meet guys in the brotherhood that I haven't met before.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, it's fantastic.
Yeah. You get
So
to see how big this thing really is outside of
yes,
the chapter.
yes. And if you got a business trip or whatever, you find yourself in another state, look us up. Look up a chapter because the chapters then open the doors and you participate in a group run and you know extremely intimate there because most
Hmm.
of them will greet you take you out to break bread with you. You know, we're what 55 chapters in across the country, something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, so 9 times out of 10, if you're going somewhere, business or pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
you'll meet up with
Yeah.
a BMR chapter.
Yeah.
You know, so
In addition, you may be in a city where there's not a chapter, but there may be some brothers in the Brotherhood in that city.
exactly.
You can post in the main group. Hey, I'm in Flatwater, whatever state.
Yeah,
We don't have a chapter there, but we may have
right.
7 or 8 brothers there that meet up and run. You never know.
Yep. And Twin Cities is, Minnesota. That's classic key. There isn't a chapter there, but there are brothers. They've got, again, at least 10 guys that are BMR members, and
Mm-hmm.
you know,
So I know they're
they're
looking
part of the
forward.
brotherhood.
I know they're looking forward to the grandma's run and being able
Yes,
to
yes,
meet up with
yeah,
everybody.
absolutely. I've been working with them to set up the meet and greet afterwards. In fact, Duluth is about 2.5 hours from Minneapolis. So on that Friday, the guys in the Minneapolis chapter is going to do a small shakeout run. Because people are, not everybody is going to be staying in Duluth. So for those guys that are registered, I'm sending out correspondence to them, trying to give them updates, as opposed to putting it on the total main page, because the race is pretty much closed at this point. We know who all's going to be there, and so I've got the emails, and hopefully we're gonna have a good time, and you know
Yeah,
meet people
that's right.
that are in that race community, and see what happens going forward.
Yeah.
So
So if you plan to be, we always got some brothers that show up that we had no idea are coming.
yes.
You plan to be at grandma's, hit up Alan Noel. He'll get you in touch with everybody.
Alan, thank you for being on our show today. We really appreciate your leadership with SLT and the organization and what you have done for Black Men Run. I want you all out there in our listening audience to realize that you just experienced the brotherhood.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, thank you for coming
All
on, man.
right now.
Great information.
Okay.
Yeah, that was epic, man.
All right.
Thank you.